The purpose of this video is to show briefly how to set the altar, how to bring over the vessels and eventually the bread and wine as we do prepare ourselves for the Eucharist. Of course, it's a little bit different now with the ushers taking up the collection and the gifts being brought up from the back of the church. And so we're going to start with just setting the altar. And the first we're going to focus in is on the credence table where all the vessels are. So I'm standing here by the credence table, and we'll see before us the chalices, the cups, and the gold ciboriums, those bowls, but also the water, the bowl, and the towel. So usually the person who is carrying the cross kind of takes care of the book. So the book comes over for the opening prayer. They bring over the book. So the cross person can come forward and take the book and bring that to the center of the altar. And then the candle bearers like to come forward here, and they're going to first take a look at these gold bowls, and they're going to pick them up and see what's inside of them. If they're empty, leave those bowls here. But if there's host inside of them, put those on the altar. So we can pretend that there's host inside there. So take both those bowls and bring them to the altar. Again, if they're empty, leave it here. If there are hosts inside of them, bring them over to the altar. And next will be the two chalices. Let's pretend we have a deacon. So if there's one or two chalices, bring them over. And you see on the altar, there's also a white cloth called the corporal. It's a big rectangle, but then there's also a piece of glass. And so these cups, those chalices go on top of the glass. And then, before you go, also bring over the water. So we have if you want to bring that over and set that on the altar. When it comes time to bringing up when it comes time to receiving the gifts, I will stand up from my chair and start to come down. Again, the altar is already set, and so I'll come around. At that time, the person who is carrying the cross bearer, can get the bowl and the towel together, and the two who were helping to carry up the candles can come follow me to the very front of the steps of the altar. And the person who is now with the bowl and the towel can stand on the very edge of the carpet. Perfect. And I'll come down like this. So we are ready to receive the gifts. And so the first to come down will be the host, so the big ciborium and the wine. And the next behind them will be two ushers, and they'll be carrying baskets so they can get ready to take up the collection. This is mainly for Sunday Masses when we do take up collection. So once these people come down, I'm going to come forward here and take the host, probably give that to the person behind me. I'll take the wine, I'll give that to the person behind me. What we do is just a nice little bow to each other, kind of thank each other for your service, and you guys can go back to your places. And of course, the ushers who are up here, they would start taking up the collection. So you guys can give those baskets to the kids. Yep. So once the gifts have been brought forward, the gifts of bread and wine, we see the servers lined up in a straight line right at the very edge of the carpet. We have the bowl and the towel. We have the host. We have the wine. Of course, the book is open to the right page. We've got these with the ciboriums. We got the cups and the wine right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and get the wine. And if you see how she pulled the stopper out of the top, she can. If you'd like to do that, you're certainly welcome to. But I put a little bit of wine in there, just pretending for the day. And once they give it back to you, just stay here, exactly, just like that. And then I'll take the water, pour just one little bit of a drop. And of course, a drop of water really represents you and me, and the wine that's in the cup represents God. So we kind of give ourselves over to God. And of course, He has that complete fullness, complete love, and we sort of just give ourselves over to the fullness of Him. That's why that little drop of water is you and me. What I'm going to do is I'll trade, and then you have the water. That way, it's all set for me to wash my hands. So I'll take this big ciborium with a big host, and I'll say the prayer, bring it over here. I'll say this prayer, and I'll put the cup down, and eventually I bow and I say another kind of prayer silently, but then I'll come over to wash my hands. and just pour just a few drops. Exactly, just like that. It's a little bit of water. Of course, we have the towel right here ready to go. So once that is finished, I'll put it on your arm, and we do a nice little bow to each other. Again, we just honor each other, that we all bring Christ to each other in our own unique ways. So we just have a nice bow to each other. And then after that, you guys can go back. Just remember this line on the carpet with the bowl and the towel, and eventually the host, which hopefully is in the center, and then with the cup kind of on this side towards the people, or excuse me, the wine on this side towards the people, and then after it's all finished, a nice bow, and then we go away. If you have any questions, let me know. I know it's take a little bit to get back into the swing of things, but we definitely are back in the swing of things, and I certainly do appreciate your help and your service and your attentiveness to this sacrifice. Thank you.